Hi, my name is Doug Belshaw. This is episode 1 of Doug on Productivity, and there's 3 questions which I'm going to consider today. The first one is, help, I'm drowning in email. What can I do to stop that? The second one is all about being tired after work and needing more energy and motivation. And the third one is all about writing. Help, I seem to have writer's block. What can I do to get around that? So question number 1 is, help, I'm drowning in email. What can I possibly do to keep up? Well, first of all, there's a myth of keeping up. There's nobody who actually has inbox zero, as it's called, every single day. And all you can really do is have strategies which reduce the number of emails that you get. The first and most effective way to do that is to make sure that you send less emails. If you send less, then by default, the number of emails you get back as replies is going to be less. So first of all, cut down the number of emails that you send. Make each email that you send shorter as well. If you go to websites like 5.sentences, it's got a .es at the end, 5 sentences. That allows you to put something at the bottom of your email saying that, look, I only have 5 sentences in which to compose my emails. It's a personal commitment. And it kind of explains that to people. The other thing you can do is to have short replies. If it's a time-sensitive thing, you need to get back to somebody, then just reply on your phone or some other device and say, look, I'm going to get back to you within the next couple of days. This is just a quick reply to say that I've got your email and that type of thing. And you can also make sure that you cut out all emails which aren't from actual people. They're just from mailing lists, etc. Make sure that you get rid of all those, and that's going to mean that you don't have a flooded inbox which you can't deal with. Number 2 is, have you got any ideas to help me out? When I get in from work, I'm always really tired. That's something which is common to a lot of people. This weekend, I ate a lot more fat than usual. My wife was baking cakes. We had a big breakfast, croissants, and that type of thing. Didn't do as much exercise, and I became very lethargic. The thing you need to do is just get out there, and I find running the most helpful thing, because not only do you get outside in nature, but and you're kind of outside in the elements and everything. I know it's harder at this time of year, but also it just gets your heart rate going. It gets you out there, especially early in the morning. It sets you up for the rest of the day. And it's just discipline. It's routine. It's getting yourself into that routine of doing things. So what I try and do is I try and go for a run every other day, every other morning, and I try and do my weights every other day as well. Now, there's very few weeks where I manage to do that every single day in terms of that alternate routine, but it's an aim. It's something I work towards. That's either because I'm at a conference or because I'm doing something else, something disrupts the routine. If you have something like that to aim towards, then you can see the pattern emerging of you getting more and more productive. So what you need to focus on is not the end of the day when you're actually the most tired. You need to focus on the start of the day to give yourself more energy. It also helps burn calories if you've got a weight problem or anything like that. And it just gives you that kind of fire, that ignition at the start of the day, just to get yourself started. The other thing is, if you're finding that you haven't got time at the end of the day, then why don't you go to bed earlier? If that's not a very productive time of the day, go to bed earlier and get up earlier as well. I don't believe for a second that there's morning people and evening people. I really do believe that everyone can train themselves to get up at any time and can be productive at any time of the day. And the third thing is people who said things to me like, I think I've got writer's block, I just can't get started writing, I've just got a mental block on writing anything at the moment. What I would say with that is there's different types of writing. There's horses for courses. And also you need to separate out what you conceive as being writing. So usually people mesh together 3 different processes. And those 3 different processes are thinking about writing, writing, and editing. So for example, if you're writing, you are writing down words. You're not editing as you're going along, because that's just disheartening. Because what might happen is that you might not be in the type of zone in which you can use really high flowing academic words if that's what you need to do. But what's really powerful is if you just get your thoughts down there in any language possible, and you can go back and edit it later, change things around, alter sentences. The idea is just to get the words down there. The second thing is, because like I said before, there's different types of writing. If you're a blogger, write a blog post. Instead of doing academic writing, just write down a letter, write a post-it. Think of a haiku. Just think of different types of writing to get you started. Go for a walk. Just do different things to get you stimulated and moving. If you're if you're sitting in front of a keyboard and you can't think of anything to write on the keyboard, get a pen out, get a mind map. Just do something which is different to stimulate your mind in different ways. And if it's really not coming, then what you need to do is just to do something and get out and talk to people. And what will happen is your subconscious will just churn through things. But what you need to really avoid is the negative self-talk, which is saying, I can't do this. You need to really avoid that, because that's when you start telling yourself the wrong stories. Need some more tips on productivity? Have a look at my Upping Your Game, a practical guide to personal productivity. That's available at bit.ly/uppingyourgame. And of course, I blog at dougbelshaw.com/blog.